Huey Lewis and the News is one of the most popular and prolific groups in the world. They've been touring for 4 decades, but this summer they've been forced to take a break because Huey suddenly can't hear music or sing.
They're an indelible part of the soundtrack of the 1980s. Hit after hit, including one of their biggest, The Power of Love, featured in the beloved film Back to the Future. Huey Lewis and the News have sold over 30 million albums worldwide, and they've never stopped touring or making music until a concert this past March in Dallas.
As I walked to the stage, it sounded like there was a jet engine going on. I knew something was wrong. I couldn't find pitch, distorted, nightmare. The bass goes. It's literally noise. It's cacophony. Even though I can hear you, we can talk. I can talk on the phone, but I can't sing. I can't hear music. And so, I can do everything but what I love to do the most.
Yeah.
Which is a drag.
After consulting several doctors, the consensus was Meniere's disease, a disorder of the inner ear that can cause vertigo, ringing in the ears, and progressive hearing loss.
The bad news about Meniere's is that they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's a syndrome based on symptoms, and it affects people differently. And all they can come up with as a treatment is a diet, no caffeine, lower salt, and keep your fingers crossed.
And is there a cure?
There is not, but the good news is it can get better. It just hasn't yet.
Lewis had to make an excruciating decision to cancel the band's entire 2018 tour, 40 confirmed stops, announcing on social media the only prudent thing to do is to cancel all future shows. Needless to say, I feel horrible about this.
And I know one of the hardest parts of the whole thing was that your fans, you were excited for this tour. You knew a lot of people were.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 40 years now, so we have great relationships around the country with all these venues and the promoters and our fans, and we are the best fans in the world. I got so many letters of support and so many texts and emails and stuff that it was very gratifying, really, but I'm just hoping I can get better.
What do you want to say to your fans who have given you all this support?
I want to say I'm sorry. Clearly we're not spring chickens, but I've always prided myself on being reliable. I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but I'm reliable. And I've canceled 5 gigs in my life, in 40 years maybe. I just feel terrible about that. And I really feel bad for my guys, my team. We've been doing this for so many years together.
Lewis is determined to get back into the studio and back on the road, doing what he loves most.
What does it feel like when an audience is into one of your songs, sings one of your classics all together? What does that sound like?
Yeah, it's wonderful, It's wonderful, and I get notes all the time about Stuck With You is their wedding song, and Power of Love, If This Is It. That's a wonderful thing. It's almost like you're not singing the song, it's singing itself, and you just ride. And it's the most exhilarating feeling in the world. It's the most fun thing in the world.
So in addition to dietary changes, Huey is working with the Starkey Hearing Foundation to come up with some way to filter out all the noise to help him find pitch. But the technology is experimental at this point. With a new album that's almost finished and a Broadway show, which would be amazing based on his music and the works, he's trying everything.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine, he can sing for somebody that loves to listen to music. It's really
what
difficult.
a curveball when he's got so much going on. So
such a nice person, too.
Thank you, Jenna.
Jenna, thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.